Welcome to another deep dive.
Mm.
Today we're exploring a pretty provocative question, really, taking us into the deeper currents of the NBA, beyond the scores and the highlights.
Right, beyond the surface game.
Exactly. We're not here for the usual stats or, MVP debates.
No, this is different.
Our discussion is really centered on a theory suggesting, well, shadow operations maybe, carefully crafted setups.
And maybe even the, let's say, strategic repositioning of legends. It's quite a claim.
It is. The central question we're unpacking is this. Did the NBA orchestrate a situation that positioned LeBron James as its new golden boy?
And the controversial part.
Yeah, by perhaps deliberately influencing, maybe even torpedoing Kobe Bryant's image.
Indeed. And when you really, meticulously examine the timeline of events from 2003, which our sources do,
Right.
the precision, the rapid succession of these really critical moments, it appears almost too neat.
Too convenient.
Too clean, perhaps, to just dismiss it as pure coincidence. We've got some, honestly, fascinating articles and transcripts here.
Okay.
And they lay out a very specific, detailed argument, suggesting a deliberate strategic power shift within the league, like at the very top.
So our mission today is to sift through all this material. Some of it's written, conversationally, almost like locker room talk.
Yeah, more informal.
And others provide what they claim are, cold, hard facts and these intricate timelines.
Right. Data points, dates.
We want to pull out the most important nuggets, the key insights from all of it. We'll present the claims, the so-called evidence, the arguments laid out.
Just laying it out there.
Exactly. Helping you understand the perspectives presented in this material about what might have happened behind the scenes during, well, a really pivotal time for basketball.
A critical transition period for sure.
Okay, so let's unpack this crucial foundational point first.
Let's do it.
Our sources consistently emphasize this fundamental truth about the NBA, and it goes way beyond just the sport itself.
Right. It's business.
It always needs a recognizable, marketable face. That's the key.
Absolutely key. It's not just about how good someone is at basketball. It's profoundly about branding, about the narrative.
The story they sell.
Exactly. And the entire business model of this global enterprise. The league operates on star power. It relies so heavily on individual athletes.
Not just to play the game.
No, but to drive fan engagement, sell merchandise all over the world, expand into new markets.
It's the engine, really.
Precisely. And what's fascinating here, what our sources really underscore, is that this isn't just like a nice to have.
It's essential.
It's an existential imperative for a multi-billion-dollar company. They show how a single dominant personality can literally dictate the league's global market expansion.
TV deals.
TV deals, its attractiveness to corporate sponsors. I mean, think about the 80s.
Okay.
The league was reportedly struggling. Big issues like widespread drug use among players, really low cable ratings.
Yeah, image problems.
Big time. It was in a precarious spot, financially and publicly, seen as kind of a troubled league. Then, almost out of nowhere, you get the emergence of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
The rivalry.
Exactly. Polar opposites, East versus West, Black versus White. Their intense rivalry was incredibly compelling.
Captivating.
And this dynamic, often framed by some sources as like a profound cultural, even racial drama,
Right.
it basically captivated audiences and, more importantly, pulled the league back from the brink. It showed the immense power of a narrative driven by these larger-than-life stars.
Saved the league, arguably.
You could say that, and it became the blueprint, right? The template for future success.
And that template, of course, paved the way for Michael Jordan,
MJ.
who our sources describe as, well, the ultimate golden boy.
The perfect storm, really.
Unparalleled athleticism, fierce competitor.
Killer instinct.
Its almost immaculate public image just seemed custom-made for global consumption.
Yeah.
Jordan wasn't just a player.
No, he was a brand.
An absolute corporate dream.
Yeah.
Gatorade, Nike, McDonald's, they all flocked to him. Built entire campaigns around his, well, seemingly flawless persona.
Billions were made, not just by him, but by the league through him.
He wasn't just playing basketball. He was global branding personified. His image was clean, aspirational, universally appealing.
And crucially, uncontroversial.
Right. That made him the ideal long-term ambassador for the league's big ambitions, international markets, growing commercial ventures.
He set an incredibly high bar, almost impossibly high for whoever came next. The league needed someone to fit that mold, or, a mold they could create.
So when Jordan finally retired, April 16, 2003.
And the sources stress For real this time.
Yeah, no more Wizards comebacks.
Right. That departure left this monumental vacuum right at the top.
A huge hole.
And the NBA immediately faced a significant problem, a big one. Who would be the next undisputed face of the league?
Who's the next meal ticket?
Exactly. Who could carry that massive commercial weight Jordan had shouldered for, over a decade?
It was a critical moment.
Absolutely crucial. Because the league's whole marketing and financial model, built on MJ's singular appeal, it depended entirely on finding a successor.
Someone to carry the torch.
And continue that monumental growth. The league's stability, its future profits were directly tied to this. It was way more than just basketball talent.
It was a business imperative. High stakes.
The highest order.
So the league's at this crossroads. They need not just talent, but a phenomenon. Someone they can maybe groom.
Yeah, that grooming part seems key in the sources.
How specifically did the sources describe the criteria? What was the NBA looking for beyond just points per game?
Well, it wasn't just about finding another great player, like you said, not just scoring or winning ring.
The bigger.
Much bigger. It was about identifying and then cultivating someone who could carry the entire league's global marketing weight, financial weight. Just like MJ.
Someone to attract those huge endorsements.
Sell jerseys worldwide in staggering numbers.
Maintain a compelling story.
Yeah, an easily digestible narrative. Something to keep fans hooked and sponsors invested for, like, the next decade or two.
They had to protect the brand.
Absolutely. Ensure it stayed at the pinnacle of sports entertainment. And that meant carefully selecting and maybe carefully cultivating its next superstar.
Okay, so enter Kobe Bryant.
Right. Before Jordan even left for good, Kobe was widely seen as the natural successor.
Seemed like a lock, didn't he?
Totally. Seemingly in line to carry that torch. He already had, 5 rings by then?
Yeah, and that killer instinct. Undeniable. Mirrored Jordan's.
And he had global reach, especially with that huge Laker fan base. He was seen everywhere as Jordan 2.0 on the court.
Same drive, similar skills, even looked a bit like him sometimes.
His trajectory just seemed destined to put him right in MJ's shoes. The next dominant, marketable figure, a seamless transition.
Or so it seemed.
Or so it seemed, because if we connect this to the bigger picture, our sources suggest that despite all that, the talent, the success, the Jordan parallels,
the league got nervous.
Might have started to grow nervous about him as the ideal face for the next era.
Why? What was the issue?
Well, when the sources say Kobe wasn't controllable, it's not just about personality quirks.
Okay.
They suggest it was a fundamental clash with the league's PR strategy, what they call league optics. Meaning his willingness to be outspoken, maybe about uncomfortable stuff. His refusal to always play ball with the media narratives they wanted.
He wasn't a company man.
Seems like it. The sources say he didn't play ball with the media like MJ did. Didn't accommodate, didn't conform as easily.
Didn't smile on command.
That's literally a phrase they use, didn't smile on command, signifying maybe a reluctance to just perform for the cameras.
He wanted the stardom, but...
On his terms. That's the key phrase, implying resistance to that curated, universally appealing persona MJ embodied.
The persona the league valued for its global brand.
Above all else, potentially. And this perceived independence, this occasional defiance, according to these sources, it made him a problem.
Not the perfect corporate ambassador.
Not in their eyes, perhaps.
And this brings us right when this potential unease is maybe brewing.
Precisely when LeBron James makes his grand entrance. June 26, 2003.
Draft night.
LeBron drafted, #1 overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers. And the moment he's picked, bam, instantly dubbed the Chosen One by Sports Illustrated.
On the cover before playing a single NBA game.
Exactly. It wasn't just a sports story. It was a cultural event. He immediately became this cover boy, a national sensation.
Unprecedented hype.
Completely unprecedented, especially straight out of high school. It signaled the arrival of a new kind of star. One destined for greatness, sure, but maybe more importantly for the league.
One who seemed moldable.
Exactly. Seemed to embody the ideal, perfectly moldable persona for the next global ambassador. No prior controversies, none of that perceived uncontrollable stuff.
And the sources are very clear on the level of that hype. It was just extraordinary.
Yeah, off the charts. They detail he reportedly had a staggering $90 million Nike deal.
Some say even closer to $100 million in total contracts.
Yeah, estimates vary, but it was huge, all secured before his first pro game. And his public persona was meticulously crafted, presented as clean-cut, humble.
The mama's boy image.
Right. Seemingly no drama whatsoever. The language used is telling. League-raised, groomed, polished, media-trained since high school.
So this preparation was intentional.
The sources argue it was deeply intentional, so thorough he even bypassed the NCAA system, came straight to the NBA to become, in their words, the most perfectly engineered superstar.
And his early image emphasized
Team-first mentality, unselfishness, his passing ability, always emphasizing a cooperative nature, not rebellious.
a stark contrast to how they paint Kobe.
A very deliberate contrast, the sources suggest, made him look like the safer, more pliable choice for the league's next global face.
Okay, so you have this backdrop. The league needs a star. Kobe might be seen as problematic. LeBron arrives prepackaged.
Exactly. And now we get to the timeline, summer of 2003.
Which the sources argue is not just coincidence, but
Suspiciously perfect. That's the phrase they use. The sequence of events, they claim, is the crucial smoking gun for this whole theory.
suggesting pre-planning. Something beyond just bad luck for Kobe.
That's the implication. Was it just a string of events, or was it something more calculated?
Okay, lay out this timeline for us. The one they call suspiciously perfect.
All right, let's map it out precisely as the sources emphasize it.
Okay.
First, April 16th, 2003, Michael Jordan plays his final NBA game, retires for good.
The icon steps away, leaving that huge void we talked about.
An immediate, urgent need for a successor. For the league's business machine.
Okay, less than 2.5 months later.
June 26, 2003. LeBron James is drafted #1 overall. Not just drafted, but immediately hyped as the chosen one.
Positioned as the future, backed by huge deals already.
A grand, orchestrated coronation, signaling a new era.
Just 4 days later.
Just 4 days, June 30, 2003, Kobe Bryant is went with the sexual assault allegation in Colorado.
Wow, 4 days.
Plunging the perceived heir apparent into this massive, career-threatening media storm. The timing is what proponents hammer home, almost impossibly precise.
Creating an immediate huge distraction.
Completely overshadowing everything else. Then, less than 3 weeks after that, July 18, 2003. Kobe is officially charged. Headlines everywhere, sports news, mainstream news. Court dates begin.
Public legal battle.
His image instantly suffers what the sources dramatically call a PR nuke.
Turning the league's top star, Jordan's successor, into a public pariah almost overnight.
Then, as the 2003-2004 season unfolds, the contrast is stark.
How so?
While Kobe is relentlessly dragged in the media, reputation under fire, image tarnished,
LeBron's rookie season
is simultaneously framed as hope for the league. He starts his ascent, celebrated as the unblemished future.
divergent narratives. Very clear.
A clear strategic pivot, the sources argue. Finally, September 1st, 2004.
What happened then?
The criminal charges against Kobe are dropped. The accuser refuses to testify.
But
the sources emphasize, by this point, the damage to his public image was already permanently scarred.
the perception had shifted, regardless of the legal outcome.
Exactly. The negative narrative stuck. So the timing of each event, Jordan leaving, LeBron rising, Kobe falling, it's presented as too perfectly aligned to be mere coincidence.
So the proponents argue this rapid sequence, Jordan out, LeBron in with huge hype, Kobe immediately hit with a scandal.
It's just too clean. That's the argument. Too neat to be random.
They suggest it was orchestrated, a strategic chess move by the league.
To manage its narrative, its future face, the speed, the alignment. They claim it's just too perfect for the high-stakes, image-driven world of pro sports. Was it bad luck or calculated strategy? That's the core question they pose.
Okay, let's get into the details of the Kobe scandal itself to understand the context and the impact. What did the sources say happened?
Right, so the incident occurred June 30, 2003, at the Lodge and Spa Hotel in Eagle, Colorado.
Kobe was there for knee surgery.
Yeah, 24 years old at the time. He met a 19-year-old front desk clerk. She claimed to be a fan, reportedly stayed late past her shift to meet him. Sources say Kobe later asked her for a private tour of the resort spa, gym, pool, which led to them being alone together.
And they ended up back in his room.
Around 11 p.m. that night, yes. Now, when police first questioned him,
What did he say?
he denied any sexual encounter 3 times, according to the sources.
And there was something about him trying to settle it.
Yes, he was reportedly recorded asking if there was any way that we could, settle this.
Why?
The stated reason in the transcript was he didn't want his wife, Vanessa, to find out about the allegations.
That initial denial and the settlement attempt seem significant.
They're highlighted, yeah, especially later when questioning credibility. But the police quickly told him they had physical evidence.
What kind of evidence?
A rape kit had been submitted by the accuser. Forensic exams found Kobe's semen inside her.
Okay.
They also found her blood on Kobe's shirt, plus reports of lacerations near her vaginal area and a bruise on her neck.
Faced with that, what did he do?
He eventually admitted to having sex with her, but he maintained steadfastly that it was 100% consensual.
But he was still arrested.
Yes, given her statement and the physical evidence, he was arrested for alleged sexual assault, held on $25,000 bond. The legal process began.
And the news just exploded.
Instantly, globally. Dominated headlines everywhere, not just sports pages. He became arguably the most talked about person in 2003.
And the fallout was immediate. Endorsements.
Severe and immediate. He lost major deals, Nike, McDonald's, Nutella, Spalding. Millions of dollars vanished overnight.
Huge hit to his image and marketability.
Massive. Underscores the immediate damage. And crucially for this theory, his viability as that clean-cut global icon.
So how did Kobe respond publicly?
Well, facing the outcry, the pressure, the lost deals, he and his wife Vanessa held a big news conference. Staples Center, July 18, 2003.
What was the message?
Very emotional. Kobe declared himself 100% innocent of the assault charge, said he was falsely accused.
But he admitted the encounter happened.
Yes, he stated it was a sexual encounter between two consenting adults. But then he apologized, not for the alleged assault,
But for
his mistake, adultery. Apologizing to his wife, acknowledging infidelity. Our sources see this as a deliberate legal strategy. Manage perception while maintaining innocence on the main charge.
And the legal battle itself. The defense strategy.
Led by Pamela Mackey. The sources describe their tactics as aggressive, relentless, focused on challenging the accuser's credibility.
How do they do that?
Reportedly presented evidence of another man's DNA in her panties, suggesting other encounters around that time.
And her explanation.
She apparently claimed she'd put on dirty underwear.
What else?
The defense brought up her past hospital records, allegedly showing a history of suicide attempts, pill addiction, overdose attempts.
Trying to paint her as unstable.
Exactly. Plus, it was revealed she was reportedly taking an antipsychotic drug for schizophrenia at the time. The defense hammered on this to cast doubt on her reliability as a witness, undermine the prosecution.
This sounds brutal for the accuser.
Extremely. And then her identity was illegally leaked to the public. People showed up at her house, hate mail. Intense pressure.
And did this defense strategy work in terms of public perception?
It seems it had an effect. As her credibility was publicly attacked, Kobe reportedly started regaining some endorsements. Spalding, Nike came back eventually.
Suggesting the narrative was shifting.
The perceptible shift, yeah. The defense's questioning of her reliability seemed to gain traction, which is critical for that marketing machine.
So how did the criminal case end?
It was eventually dismissed September 1st, 2004, about 14 months after it started.
Why dismissed?
Because the accuser ultimately refused to testify before a grand jury. That stopped the criminal prosecution.
But she filed a civil suit.
Yes, later, which Kobe's team settled out of court in March 2005.
Settled, meaning money changed hands.
Presumed so, but under a non-disclosure agreement. The terms, the amount, remain undisclosed, so no definitive legal judgment of guilt or innocence came from it.
Adding to the ambiguity.
Exactly.
Did Kobe say anything after the dismissal?
He issued another public apology, carefully worded.
What did it say?
I want to apologize directly to the young woman involved for my behavior that night and for the consequences she has suffered.
Okay.
But he added, although I truly believe this encounter between us was consensual, I recognize now that she did not and does not view the instance the same way I did.
Acknowledging her perspective, but sticking to his claim of consent.
Precisely. Legally unresolved, publicly complicated.
And our sources discuss the broader context. Race, media.
Yes, it's complex. Some sources suggest a pattern, bringing up Emmett Till, Chris Brown white women, black men, false allegations. They question a media bias.
Selective outrage.
That's the term used. Contrasting Kobe's intense scrutiny, even years later with his Oscar win, with figures like Elvis Presley marrying a 14-year-old who faced less ongoing condemnation, they question the fairness of the focus.
But the sources also point out issues with Kobe's side.
Absolutely. They highlight the ambiguity, not found innocent nor guilty. They question why a victim seeking justice might settle for money and an NDA.
Muddying the waters.
Potentially. And they explicitly mention Kobe's initial lies to the police about the encounter. That complicates things.
So the overall takeaway from the sources is...
It's nuanced but firm. They basically say, Kobe and his accuser damn sure ain't innocent in the broader sense. Their actions, motivations, it's murky.
And ultimately,
we'll never really know what happened in that room that night. We're just reporting the different viewpoints and facts presented here, acknowledging it's deeply unresolved.
okay, so regardless of the legal intricacies and the debates around the case itself,
Right, setting that aside for a moment.
our sources argue the NBA's marketing machine immediately shifted gears.
Immediately, LeBron, now definitively cast as the new golden boy, the designated future.
He starts getting everything.
Every commercial, every camera angle, every marketing push imaginable. The league, it's suggested, pivoted with incredible speed and precision, all focused onto the new superstar.
The fresh, unblemished face.
A direct replacement for the now tarnished Kobe.
And while LeBron's star is rising so fast, Kobe is where?
Literally being dissected on CNN and everywhere else, the contrast couldn't be starker.
One built up, the other torn down.
Simultaneously. And our sources assert this wasn't random, it was chess.
A strategic move by the league.
To manage its narrative, its perception, its leading figures, this immediate, profound pivot in media focus, they argue, points to an intentional strategy, not just random events.
And the sources emphasize this core principle. The product is the player.
And more than that, the NBA sells narratives, stories.
They don't just promote athletes, they construct storylines.
Meticulously, the sources argue, to market stars, draw in global audiences, like Magic and Bird offering that compelling racial drama.
And MJ was global capitalism.
Personified, clean, corporate-friendly, seamlessly integrating sports and brands.
But Kobe, post-scandal,
Was subtly but effectively reframed, they argue, as the villain that never smiled.
more complex, controversial, didn't fit the pristine narrative they wanted.
Potentially not. But LeBron, instantly presented as the redemption story, the savior, and crucially...
Safe bet.
Exactly. All the desirable qualities for a global ambassador, none of the baggage or perceived uncontrollable traits. This framing, they argue, was deliberate and key to his rise.
And the timing of the Kobe case was critical here.
Absolutely critical. Even though the charges were dropped, it provided the NBA with the perfect cover to shift its marketing strategy.
Without looking like they were deliberately ditching Kobe.
Precisely. It offered a plausible, if messy, reason to transition away from him as the undisputed successor and pour everything into elevating LeBron.
They could frame it as just reacting to events.
Exactly. A crisis expertly leveraged in this view.
What specific evidence do the sources offer for this marketing shift?
It's compelling, covering both commercial stuff and public perception. Sponsors who dropped Kobe almost immediately pivoted to LeBron.
Like Nike.
Nike's a prime example. LeBron gets that massive $90 million deal before playing a game, a testament to the belief in his pristine image.
And merchandise.
LeBron's jersey instantly became the NBA's top seller. During the exact period Kobe's name was being dragged through the mud.
A clear market shift.
Undeniable transfer of fan allegiance, corporate backing. The league needed a new, controllable face, the argument goes. One they could mold.
And Kobe wasn't that.
Deemed uncontrollable, independent-minded, so he had to go, making a clear path for LeBron, who could be groomed from day one.
A highly orchestrated strategy, they contend.
That's the core of the claim.
So during Kobe's whole ordeal, LeBron's rookie year is framed very differently.
Meticulously framed by media and the league itself as hope for the league.
A beacon of optimism.
Right. Culminating in him winning Rookie of the Year, his ascent was untouched, even elevated, always portrayed as the pure, unblemished future.
A deliberate contrast to Kobe's situation.
Integral to solidifying LeBron's position as the favored successor, the sources argue.
But LeBron's path wasn't entirely smooth either, was it? Despite the hype.
No, and ironically, the challenges he faced ultimately aligned with and even enhanced that savior narrative.
How so?
It allowed for a dynamic storyline. He had to overcome adversity to fulfill his destiny, made his triumph seem even bigger.
Like the decision. That caused a huge backlash.
Huge. 2010, joining Miami, widespread condemnation, cast him as a villain. Jersey burnings, criticism. It temporarily tarnished that clean image.
A test for the league's groomed star.
Definitely raised questions. Was he veering off script?
But his response to that, especially losing the 2011 finals, That became part of the narrative, too.
A pivotal moment, according to the sources. He himself called it not great at all, one of the hardest times. Admitted he didn't make enough game-changing plays.
Public humility.
Exactly. Introspection, renewed focus. It allowed the public to see him learning, not just being the arrogant decision guy.
And he talked about getting back to loving the game.
Yeah, shifting the focus back to passion, not pressure. And he made that distinction. The villain hat guy was just perception, performance, not him.
Separating the persona from the person.
A key step in his public rehabilitation. So that whole arc, chosen one, to villain, to redeemed champion who learned from mistakes.
An incredibly powerful storyline.
Which the league could and did capitalize on, rebuilding and strengthening his image, making him almost mythical.
And the championship sealed it.
Especially that first one, the 2012 Finals MVP, when he said about damn time.
It resonated.
Deeply. Fans saw the journey, pressure, scrutiny, burden of expectation. His whole trajectory, adapting, leading, succeeding, it reinforced him as dynamic, resilient, marketable.
Cementing his status as the league's face.
The undeniable face, the sources argue, the true successor, validating the league's alleged investment in his rise.
Okay, let's bring it all back to the core question. What does this all mean?
Well, the sources firmly argue the NBA needed that safe, controllable, marketable replacement for MJ urgently.
In Kobe.
Was seen as not obedient, uncontrollable, preferred doing things on his terms, didn't fit the mold easily.
So he had to be moved out of the way.
Strategically moved aside for this transition to happen. The theory is the league deliberately fast-tracked LeBron's rise.
With unprecedented promotion.
And, in the process, strategically torpedoed Kobe's image, using the scandal as a convenient pretext, clearing the path.
It's painted as this sophisticated game of chess.
Multi-layered, every move calculated to control the narrative.
Jordan retires, leaves the void.
League needs a new, compliant icon for the multi-billion-dollar brand.
Kobe scandal conveniently removes him.
Erodes his image, distracts everyone.
While LeBron is handpicked, protected, groomed.
His rise accelerated. And all of this, they stress, happens in that incredibly short 5-month window, April to September 2003.
Making the timing seem just too perfect to be random.
Suggesting design, intent, not just chance.
But as the sources put it, if you think this is all coincidence,
you're not watching the game behind the game.
The fundamental claim. The NBA doesn't just draft players.
They draft storylines. They're actively shaping events, constructing narratives, curating personas.
To serve commercial interests, brand image, long-term growth.
Meaning what we see as raw drama might actually be, well, a highly refined script.
So the overarching conclusion from these sources is pretty stark.
Uncompromising. The torch was never handed. It was seized by the machine.
Implying it wasn't a natural succession based on merit.
But an engineered, deliberate transfer of influence, orchestrated by a powerful entity, essentially.
They couldn't control Kobe, so they crowned LeBron.
Positioning him as the ideal, manageable, marketable face while sidelining the player who wouldn't conform. That's the theory presented.
Wow. This deep dive into alleged narrative manipulation in the NBA definitely gives us a lot to chew on.
For sure.
It really prompts you to consider how much of what we perceive as just organic sports drama, the rivalries, the wins, the losses,
the falls from grace,
might actually be carefully constructed storylines designed for maximum marketability, maximum control by these powerful institutions.
Which raises a pretty important question for you, the listener, to ponder. In a world where these multi-billion-dollar sports industries thrive on compelling personalities, on these carefully crafted narratives, how much genuine agency do individual athletes truly have?
Over their own public image, their career path.
Versus the powerful machine that promotes them and perhaps sometimes curates them.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it, next time you watch a big game?
Are you witnessing spontaneous competition? Or maybe a carefully scripted drama playing out on a very grand stage. Something to think about.